Hello, everybody. My name is J. Robin Stacks. Bringing you some rank 9. I am rank 10 now, but just recently got to rank 10. But these battles all occur in rank 9. I want to showcase to you how to win the neutral matchups in the, like with like the mirror, for example, and also the winning bad leads because I think scratching out wins in those two areas will really help you climb the rankings a lot better than, it's generally straightforward to win a matchup that you start off with a good advantage in. The team I'm running is sort of a BBML line of Giratina Origin with a little twist. I'm running Dragon Pulse on mine instead of Ominous Wind. I'm not baiting in any matchups, and I think Dragon Pulse also really helps me out in the Snorlax matchup. So I think that's the logic behind that. I'm running Melmetal with standard moveset, and then I'm running Dialga with Thunder. Um, this video again is about winning bad and uh, neutral matchups, and I also should note that none of my Pokemon have a best buddy boost. However, they do all have max attack. They are maxed out, but no best buddy boost. So if you think that you have to have a best buddy boost to win, the answer is no, you definitely don't. Big shout out to FP Sticks, who is a local out here. I'm from the Denver area as well. He was the one who gave me this line of 3. We've had a lot of amazing battles in Silph Cups, and he's definitely um, helped me elevate my gameplay quite a bit. So yeah, let's just jump right into the battle, shall we? So first off, we are going to be talking about the mirrors, and this is the 2 shield mirror. This is like the standard way that I've been playing this matchup all the way up to rank 10. I basically just throw Shadow Balls the whole way through, and I don't care if they bait. I'm just gonna double shield, and basically the goal here is to leave their Giratina with a little bit of health, so that way we can come in with our Dialga and farm it down. If we're both running the same line of 3, I'm going to be able to bait out their Melmetal and do some damage to that, and then because we'll have no shields, my own Melmetal is going to be able to throw 3 superpowers and then sweep. So we're going to see that here. Again, they're throwing. I don't know if they're baiting or not. There's plenty of matchups where they generally bait, but this person here is throwing straight Shadow Ball. So as you see here, I get to the Shadow Ball and I don't even throw it. I'm just waiting for them to throw, so that way I can come in with my Dialga and farm down, which is exactly what happens here. And then this is where Thunder comes in handy because in this situation, I think if you tried to go Draco Meteor, you may not get to it. It's pretty close, so I'd rather not it be close, and I would rather just be able to throw this perfect amount of chip damage. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much the goal there. And so he's gonna double superpower me, and then I'm gonna come in with my own Melmetal. I'm assuming that there's gonna be a Dialga in the back, and so yeah, my Melmetal comes in, and what you need to know about this matchup is that it eight um, takes 8 Thunder Shocks before they can get to an Iron Head, and then it's like maybe 2 more. So you technically can double up on superpowers before they get to the Draco Meteor, but I generally like to try and get them to throw before I throw the second superpower, so that way I can build up energy. So that way I have an additional superpower to come in on the last Pokemon with. And he's definitely not going to have a superpower because he only had about 2 or 3 Thunder Shocks before he switched out. And this is a pretty straightforward win. And the next one is a little bit unorthodox. You don't see this situation a lot. I'm going to end up shielding once, and they don't shield their Giratina, but it leaves my Giratina with a ton of health because I'm just throwing straight Shadow Ball. There's no baits, um, and generally I try to let them throw first in case I can get the extra Shadow Claw, which I don't get the extra Shadow Claw here. But sometimes if you just tap and not tap the charge move, you can get an extra fast move in. So I shield, and then I do a few more fast moves because I know they're not going to be able to get to another fast move. Anticipating that again, this is going to be a 2 shield, but they actually don't shield. So I was very thrown off by that. You kind of have to like think about what your plan of action is, and I'm going to insta switch Oh, actually, I'm going to throw, which I probably should have just insta-switched into either Melmetal or my own Dialga to preserve health on the... But we get a shield, which is good. So I'm switching into Melmetal, sort of waiting for them to throw. They end up not throwing. I'm going to go for a bait here, which is, again, is kind of unorthodox. Like, the way that this match played out was, this doesn't happen very often, but I just wanted to show it anyway, because again, this is a mirror team, and you got to try and figure out what your win conditions are, and how to play various situations, even though you both have the same team. So it could be Draco Meteor. He ends up trying to go for the bait, which was kind of strange. I was okay with just letting that go. And so we're going to throw the superpower and take him very low. And at this point, I'm okay with letting my Melmetal go down. I still have a little bit of health left on my Giratina, which I'm going to bring back in. And then, yeah, he has Melmetal in the back, which is perfect. My Giratina is going to be able to take this Rock Slide, no problem. And then we will have just barely enough health to get off the Shadow Ball, which is great because it preserves the shield for my Dialga. So I'm going to come in, and I know that his Dialga in the back has no health whatsoever, and this is going to be pretty straightforward. Like, we don't have to shield. We can see if he's going to bait. This is even better for me at this point, so we'll definitely shield this time. We can throw the charge move, and then the Dialga in the back will have no health. So a nice win there, again, in the neutral lead scenario. So pretty happy with that. And yeah, there goes the Dialga. Again, no best buddy boost on mine. I just have 15 attack. All three of those Pokemon are lucky, so that way they were cheap to power up. And then this one is in the 1-1, where we both shield once, but they end up not... I end up getting to... Because I get the extra Shadow Claw, I think, here. Yeah, see, I get the extra Shadow Claw there. And I'm going to shield. I don't care if it's a bait. He does end up baiting me. A little bit of lag on his part there. Gonna throw the Shadow Ball. Now, if he did throw the Shadow Ball, if we matched Shadow Balls there, I would be one Shadow Claw ahead, and then I would be able to throw my Shadow Ball before him. And this puts a lot of pressure on him to make a decision about whether he wants to go down in switch advantage or keep trying to like bait and trade with me. So now my plan is to insta-switch because I'm going to get a bad matchup probably. Yeah, it's Dialga. So I just insta-switch, preserving the health on my Giratina. So I can potentially like farm up this Melmetal after we sort of trade with each other and then throw a Shadow Ball. If I was to leave my Giratina in that matchup, Dialga would actually, I'm pretty sure Dialga can just farm me down from half health. No problem, and I don't get to a Shadow Ball. So that's one thing you have to take note, and it's really hard for Melmetal to pressure Giratina because Rock Slides don't do that much, especially after they've been debuffed, and so you're able to sort of play that matchup pretty safe and farm up quite a bit of energy so you can throw on the next Pokemon that comes in. So we go double superpower here, putting a lot of pressure on that last shield. I don't care if he shields or doesn't shield. And we're up a shield. We're gonna bring in. Oh, I tried to switch there. Wasn't able to get my own Dialga in. But now I just bring in my own Dialga. We're up a shield. It pretty much doesn't matter what he does. I felt like this was too early to be a Draco Meteor, so I let it go through. We're gonna Iron Head and then be able to farm down after that. So that kind of shows like what it's like to play various situations in the neutral matchup when you both are running the same lines of 3. So pretty happy about that. All these battles were played on Sunday when we had the 100 Battles Day at various ranks. I started off that Sunday 2990 and finished, or excuse me, 2790 and finished at about 2946. And in this matchup, this is where we are going to talk about Togekiss. So if I lead my Giratina and Togekiss, obviously that's a very bad matchup. So my plan is to always switch into Dialga because I'll be able to at least put shield pressure on. It's not a great matchup for Dialga, but it's a lot better than having your Giratina in there. And the goal generally is to bait out the Melmetal like we have in this situation, and then we're going to play the matchup from there. I'm going to let him take me down here. I don't want to keep this alive. And we're going to come back in and actually farm up the Melmetal the whole way. Like, we're just going to farm him up. The Rock Slides aren't going to do that much because he's debuffed himself at least once. So we're going to have enough health to throw 2 Shadow Balls at whatever comes in, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And this is going to put a lot of shield pressure on excuse me, on the Togekiss. And we have Melmetal. We're going to have Melmetal with 2 shields. This is going to be an Ancient Power. I should be able to survive this because of the nerf. If this wasn't nerfed, it obviously would have taken me out there, and I probably would have had to shield. But yeah, we get 2 Shadow Balls off, which is really good, putting a lot of pressure on this Togekiss to either shield or take a lot of damage. And now this Togekiss is in farm range. He's just thrown. And yeah, so he switches. I was expecting a Dialga, but we got Giratina instead. Giratina altered. So this is a little bit more straightforward in that you don't have to worry about trying to leave the matchup with energy, but it's still not a great situation because altered is very, very tanky, and we're not getting stabs on Rock Slide. Obviously, Superpower is not going to do that much. So we're just going to have to try and Rock Slide our way through, hoping that we can somehow go for an outplay here at the end. And I'm trying to think of like how can I build up energy for the Togekiss in the back. I got to worry about him trying to swap on it. And so when we get to here, I'm thinking, okay, I have to be ready for him to try and like swap on me. Get it off right away because I had overcharged on a lot of these charge moves with my fast move, and so I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a bait. I have to take a gamble here and hope that this is a bait, and then it is a bait, and then I'm farming up, waiting for him to come back in. We farm up the Togekiss with barely any health left, and we're able to throw the Rock Slide and clinch the win, and didn't even need that last shield. So if I did shield the bait, he probably could have stayed in there and thrown either another Dragon Claw or perhaps gotten to a Shadow Sneak. This is going to be another Togekiss lead game here, I believe. Yep. And so again, we're just going to switch into Dialga, trying to bait out the Melmetal. But I think my opponent plays this one differently. He doesn't switch out, which is interesting because I'm not super happy about that because now I can only throw 1 Iron Head. If he chooses to farm me down, I can only throw 1 Iron Head. See, I'm less than half health already, and he actually does throw a charge move with that, which I think could be a mistake because I think this is what allows me to get to a second Iron Head. And it's also risky in that sometimes your Dragon Breaths lag and you don't get to a second Iron Head, which is really unfortunate also. But we end up getting a second Iron Head there. The Togekiss has very little energy. We're going to come in with our own Melmetal and do a lot of farming here. I probably could have done a couple more fast moves there, but we're going to do a lot of farming here and take out the Togekiss. I'm expecting something that's good against it. So my plan here is to throw the Superpower at Metagross, and then I'm going to switch into Giratina, which is probably going to cause the Dialga to come out. We're going to take this. Should be able to get, because I got a Shadow Claw on. Oh, it's actually a mirror. So not what I expected. I expected a Dialga there. Double Steal in the back is pretty common. But this is actually really, really good for me because we'll be able to shield and then farm up the Giratina for a couple more Shadow Claws. Oh, I ended up not shielding. So I'm going to farm up with my Melmetal because I have a lot of health on the Melmetal. We will shield here. That Metagross in the back has no energy. So we're going to shield here. We're going to Rock Slide because Superpower wouldn't KO at this range. We're just going to play it safe, Rock Slide him down. And then Superpower will do about 40 to 45% of Metagross's health, and Metagross has about a third of its health left. So as long as I get the Excellent, this should be a KO. And GG's there. The last bad lead we're going to talk about is Dialga, which is probably the toughest of the bad leads for this line of 3, I would say. That and Garchomp. I can't win against Garchomp, so I didn't do any of the Garchomp games because I wanted to showcase like winning with a bad lead. And again, we just safe swap into Dialga, hoping to draw out their Melmetal, but drawing out their Togekiss, I guess, is okay too because we'll be able to just come in with the Melmetal. Still not the easiest matchup in the world because if they have Giratina, Dialga in the back, their Giratina is going to be able to come in on my Melmetal. But we'll just see what happens here. We're just going to play it out. I'm going to shield this because it's probably going to be a flamethrower. And we're going to try and farm as much as we can. Count those fast moves. Apparently, I'm not farming as good as I could have. So we've overfarmed a little bit. And then out comes Kyogre, which is not great for Melmetal because Kyogre's tanky. None of these moves do super effective damage. I get no stab. So I'm really thinking about how I can finesse my way. I catch the Surf on the Giratina, which is great because it's not going to do that much damage, and we'll have enough health to throw a Shadow Ball. So I was expecting my opponent to shield, but I think he wanted to preserve his shield for the Melmetal in the back, which I think ended up being a mistake because now he's in Rock Slide range, and that makes the Melmetal matchup much more straightforward. I don't have to debuff myself, and he's used up all his energy. So we're going to farm up a bunch here. I get like 3 or 4 extra Thunder Shocks in. And what you have to know in this matchup is like how much Superpower does versus how much Rock Slide does. Your first Superpower does a little bit more than Rock Slide by like 3 damage. So we get the shield there, and I'm like, okay, I think I have to throw the Superpower here because it's really, really close. Again, Superpower does 3 more damage. It debuffs your Thunder Shock by 1 damage per fast move. Whoops. And we're able to farm it down there, which is like super great. And yeah, very happy with that result. I couldn't believe how lucky we got. Like I had to throw the Superpower there because I only got 1 Thunder Shock after the charge move, and Thunder Shock comes in faster than Waterfall, so my Thunder Shock damage went through before the Waterfall damage did, and therefore we were able to get the win. So that was pretty exciting there. And yeah, that's kind of some ways you can try and play out a bad lead scenario. Also, some ways to play out the mirror so you can try and find some wins. I hope you guys find this video helpful. Please consider following me on Twitch, twitch.tv/jrobinstacks, and liking, commenting, and subscribing to my YouTube. I hope to come out with more videos soon, and hope you guys all have a good rest of your day. Take care and stay safe out there.